Am I the idiot for letting my son help me in the kitchen? In a general sense, I know I am not an idiot, but I want an unbiased opinion from people here. I, female 42, have 3 sons: Jamie, male 16, Matt, male 12, and Paul, male 10, with my husband Charlie, male 45. My middle son Matt is a little different from his brothers. His brothers like things that are typically meant for men, like sports, gadgets, video games, and so on. But Matt is different. He is not a big sports fan. He likes reading and painting. He doesn't mind doing things that are typically not for boys. Another thing about him is that he is passionate about food. He has been like this since he was 6. He would often come to the kitchen and see me cook and oftentimes offer to help. Well, I don't let him do heavy things like cutting or standing too close to the fire, but he would be a helping hand. I call him Ramsay Jr., after Gordon Ramsay. Honestly, I like this arrangement because while I am doing all of the cooking, my other boys are in their room. My husband, on the other hand, is not impressed by Matt. He is a proud father of 3 sons and often likes to do stuff with them, like teaching them how to play baseball, playing video games, wrestling, and watching sports. But Matt is not interested in any of those things. He has said over and over again that those typical things they do doesn't interest him. My husband would still force him to do it because he thinks it is more important for him to do things that are more masculine with his brother because it creates a bond. I have tried several times to convince my husband that he must let Matt go and let him do his thing. We eventually reached a compromise that Matt will do sports and other stuff with them once a week so that he is in touch with his brothers, and rest of the time he would do his own activities that he likes. My husband also doesn't like that Matt would rather stay in the kitchen with me being my helping hand rather than with him and my other boys. He sometimes tries to criticize him by saying he shouldn't be doing girly things or he will not get any girls in the future or he will be made fun of. The incident happened yesterday. I was in the kitchen preparing for lunch. My husband and sons were outside playing football. Paul and Jamie called Matt to come play with them, but Matt was not interested. I told him he should go play with his brothers now while I do the meal prep and he can come back during the cooking process. Matt agreed. But he came to the kitchen after 10 minutes and started helping me. My husband was with the boys too. He called Matt several times, but Matt didn't budge. I can see it irritated him. After lunch, my husband was pissed and told me what I am doing to Matt is going to harm him in the future. I told him how forcing him to do things he doesn't like would help him. He wasn't listening and kept saying things like he needs to be a man and stop doing girly things. And the way I am encouraging him to cook and bake things like grandma, he would get bullied in school and he doesn't want a son who is a sissy. I was shocked. I told him he needs to get his head out of his ass because cooking is gender neutral. There is nothing wrong with Matt wanting to cook. My husband got mad and told me I am ruining my son's future. He doesn't want him to grow up weak and fragile, and making him do girly things will make it worse. He needs to learn how to be a man like his dad and learn how to provide rather than take on feminine roles. And just because I couldn't get a daughter, I should stop turning my son into a girl. This turned into a huge fight between him and me, and now he is not talking to me. Matt is sad because he thinks he is the reason why his dad and I fought. I had to assure him that it was not his fault at all. So Reddit, am I the idiot? Or should I just have told Matt to play with his brother and not come into the kitchen until lunch is served? Edit, I have read the comments. I just want to clear out any confusion. My other boys Jamie and Paul do have a good relationship with Matt. Yes, they are different, and would rather stay in their rooms and do their own thing, but none of them have ever bullied Matt, or made fun of him for liking things differently. Also, I am a homemaker for now, but my husband does help me with some chores like getting kids ready for school, driving them to school and other extracurricular, folding the laundry, taking care of the lawn. So, it's not that I am totally helpless. The kitchen duty is 100% mine because my husband doesn't know or like to cook. Now for a few comments before the update. Not the idiot. Your husband is a peanut brain. Learning cooking is not shameful and is a basic skill. In Japan they learn cooking in primary or junior high school. Is Matt helping you because he enjoys cooking or because he doesn't want to let you in charge of cooking, and probably cleaning, alone? Cooking is a useful skill to become independent. All your kids and husband should learn the basics. Not everyone likes sports or driving cars or fishing. Are all famous cooks gay or sissy? Is Gordon Ramsay a sissy? Your husband has some serious insecurity. Maybe he should go to therapy. Comment 2. Not the idiot, and your husband is a dickbag. All of your sons should know how to cook, clean, and do laundry because they'll be adults with their own homes someday. All of your children should find healthy ways to exercise their bodies and minds. Would your husband consider therapy? He needs to find a way to ditch the toxic masculinity and learn to love his children for the individuals they are. Comment 3. Not the idiot. Every person should know how to cook, and it's far more useful than the ability to kick a ball for the average person. There's nothing feminine about cooking. You're just teaching your kid basic skills. Now for the update. Hello everyone. I just wanted to say thank you for the comments. I know some of you called me a troll. I don't know why you think that. I just wanted some unbiased opinion. So anyways, I am here to update on the situation. My husband, Charlie, was not letting it go. He insists Matt is wrong for wanting to cook with me. The argument between me and him never truly settled. So, a few days ago, he decided to call his dad. He thought since his dad was in the military he would teach Matt some lessons. So, my father-in-law came to our house. We chatted and talked. Charlie brought up the issue with Matt. He just talked about everything starting from his passion for cooking and not being interested in other masculine stuff. Father-in-law was quiet and thought about it. Matt looked scared because father-in-law looks like a scary guy. Father-in-law told the kids to go to their room because he wants to have a chat with hubby and I. After we were alone, I was expecting father-in-law to blame me, but instead he blamed my husband. He said he is really embarrassed of my husband for having such backward thinking. He knows that when Phil was in the military he had to do all his chores and sometimes had to cook. He just lied to my husband that he is teaching the wrong lesson to Matt. That cooking is a good skill and it will help in real life. Watching sports and video games will not teach him anything valuable. There is more. I cannot write all of it, but my husband looked really defeated. He tried to argue that Matt needs to do tough things, but father-in-law shut that down by saying he has the nerve to say cooking is easy when he probably can't boil water. Honestly, it was funny to watch my husband being berated by his dad like a kid. Father-in-law then called the boys to the room and told us to give them privacy. We were outside. I was looking at my boys through the slit of the door. Matt looked relaxed, but the heads of Jamie and Paul were down. Long story short, father-in-law told my boy to not bother Matt anymore. He also instructed that my boys help me in the kitchen once a week to learn how to manage home. He also told Matt to not be scared and do whatever he likes. I am glad Charlie brought him to our house even if his plans backfired. I thought after father-in-law left there would be peace. My husband would be normal and understand, but he was sulking and moping around. I asked him continuously what happened, but he didn't answer at first. But then after a lot of pushing and pestering he did. He said that the reason why he didn't want Matt to do feminine things is because he, my husband, was bullied for that when he was in school. I knew he had to deal with bullies, but he never told me why he was bullied. This is my first time hearing this story. He said when he was about Matt's age he would also be in the kitchen with his mom because he liked watching her cook. And they lived in a joint family, so his uncles and aunts would also live in the house, like Encanto. He would often get bullied by his cousins because he spent more time in the kitchen. He also admitted that he had an interest in knitting but had to stop because he once heard his then crush say that it makes him gay. So he also got bullied for knitting. I was angry at him, but now I just pity him. I had to explain the situation to him that we do not live in the past and a lot of things have changed. And that he shouldn't have to give up what he likes because people are stupid around him. There was a lot of conversation about past and present, and also about him being comfortable with this situation as a whole. He told me that he will not pressure Matt anymore. He realized that in order for his kid not to get bullied, he became his own kid's bully. Things are fine now. Today all of the boys, including my husband, helped me in the kitchen. For the first time I felt a little relieved by it. Also to those people who told me to leave my husband, why? He is a good guy. I know he holds some backward views, but he is nice and caring. I understand he has insecurities, but they are not worth having a divorce. Things are fine now, and if it goes bad I know what to do. Comment 1. I am so happy it turned out well. Your husband calling his father was the best thing to happen. Matt gets to do what he likes. Your husband opened up about his feelings and realized his mistake. Maybe your other kids also liked cooking and were scared to express that. Also, your husband liked knitting when he was younger. Maybe doing that together or gifting him some needles and wool might be nice. Then the original poster responded with, I don't know if he likes knitting now or not, but I will ask him. He is still in his peak masculine phase. Baby steps. Comment 2. You're the idiot. You are doing your son a great disservice by allowing him to indulge in his girly, weak interests. Real men don't cook or paint. They play sports and do manly things. You're setting him up for failure in the real world by coddling him like this. Your husband is right to be concerned about his future. It's clear that you have no understanding of what it takes to be a strong, masculine man. By encouraging his girly hobbies, you're emasculating him and making him an easy target for bullies. He needs to toughen up and learn how to be a man, not some sissy chef. Instead of enabling his weaknesses, you should be pushing him to do things that will make him a real man, like playing sports and being tough. You're not doing him any favors by letting him cook and paint. He needs to learn to be strong and assertive, not some kitchen helper. Your husband's actions were completely justified, and you should have backed him up instead of undermining his authority. You need to stop babying your son and start teaching him what it means to be a real man. It's not too late to toughen him up, but you better start now before it's too late. Comment 3. Absolutely a case of communication works. I hope things improve from here for OP and family and Matt becomes a wonderful chef. Then the original poster responded with, I hope so too. I would be one proud mama. Now, for the next story. Am I the idiot for telling my parents they should just get a divorce? I, male 16, have really dysfunctional parents. My dad cheated on my mom when she was pregnant with my sister, 9F. My mom didn't want to divorce because she didn't want us to come from a broken home. My mom used to be a family therapist. She thinks divorce has a negative effect for the children. So they decided to reconcile and stay in the marriage. For the kids, that is not going well. My mom quit her job and took a low-paying teacher's job to focus more on the house. As far as I know, they went to counseling and tried to work on their marriage, but I can see there is tension between them. From outside they look like a happy couple, but they just ignore each other at home. My dad didn't stop cheating. This is like a cycle. My dad gets caught cheating, he begs my mom to give him another chance. Mom forgives him and he stays good for a few days before going back to his old habits. Each time I can see life draining from my mom's eyes. I can see she is exhausted too. It hasn't been easy for me either. I dreaded coming home. I joined a summer program just to get away from home. My mom and dad tried to be civil, but my mom obviously lost all feelings for dad. She just doesn't care if he comes home late at night or not. My sister is suffering as well. She grew up around all of this. I tried to get help from my school's counselor, but it was a dead end. Last week, my mom and dad were fighting. My mom was having an affair with a teacher in her school. My dad got furious. My mom called him names. Called him a hypocrite and told him the only reason she is in this marriage is for the kids. I yelled, then just get a divorce. My mom and dad were a bit shocked because normally I do not scream. My mom called me ungrateful that she has sacrificed so much to keep this family together. I told her, how is that going on? Clearly you both have failed in it. Just freaking get a divorce and leave me and my sister out of this toxic home. My dad grounded me. He canceled my trip for November as a result and also cut off my allowance. The only reason I have my laptop is for my school. Did I say something wrong? Now for a few comments before the update. Not the idiot. You're only grounded because your dad doesn't like what you said and went on a power trip. That's abusive behavior. Your mom has to face the fact that she stayed in a loveless marriage for nothing. She didn't avoid a broken home, she created one. She's taught you guys that it's okay to let someone else walk all over you in order to save face and avoid reality. Your parents are toxic and they're going to be wondering why you and your sisters never call them when you move out. You deserve a better OP. Then the original poster responded with, I hate to say this, but my mom is just like that woman on TikTok who says the most sexist and bizarre stuff. She had a redhead. I can't remember the name. She is a bit conservative because of how she grew up. I hope this time they get a divorce. Comment 2. Most people need to realize that 2 healthy homes without chaos is better than 1 toxic house. I am surprised your mom was a family therapist. I hope her clients asked for a refund because your mom has a terrible outlook on divorce. I am glad she left the profession. This is some unhinged advice. Comment 3. Now that everyone has been angry and said what needed to be said, it's time to talk. Calmly sit down with mom and dad. Ask them to let you say something without interrupting. Please, mom and dad. You know that they stayed together for you and your sister. You understand why they did. It was supposed to be best for the family. But no one is happy. All you do is fight. Dad, you aren't happy with mom. Mom, you aren't happy with dad. Or write something down in your own words and ask to read it to them, calmly. Good luck. Now for the update. So, a miracle happened. My mom came to my room and talked to me. It was a few hours after I posted it. She was way more calm than she usually is. She asked me if I really wanted the divorce to happen. I told her my side. I told her my experience of seeing them being hateful towards each other, seeing her suffer because my dad won't stop cheating. I knew dad was a POS, but I was more angry with her for not leaving when she had the chance. How can she think that this is a good thing for us? She never cared how I thought of dad when I learned he was cheating. I dreaded seeing her suffer. I dreaded seeing their marriage, and I am afraid I am not going to marry in future because of watching them. I always wondered why are they even together if they don't love each other. I was a child, sure, but I wasn't an idiot. My mom cried. She told me there were several times she thought about leaving but couldn't because she thought she was doing the wrong thing and it would make me and my sister suffer. When she started her affair, she was slowly sorting things out for her. She has been planning her exit since then. She had already contacted a divorce lawyer and drafted the papers. She wanted the divorce to be amicable, but now it seems it is not possible because my dad is refusing to divorce her. I told her it would be better if me and my sister live with our uncle for a while. She admitted that it is a good choice. I hugged her, and she called my uncle the next morning. Me and my sister left with him. My mom also left the house, leaving my dad alone. My dad tried to argue that she cannot leave him, but since my uncle was there, he couldn't do much. My mom told me and my sister that she will call, and she is staying with a friend of hers. I think this time she will go through the divorce. I don't care who cheats on whom. I just wish all of this to end. I may come back once my parents get a divorce. Comment 1. There were more than a few times that I wish my mom would have left my dad. Pro tip, parents: if you think you're staying with a spouse for the sake of the kids, ask the kids what they think first. Comment 2. I'm so sorry you're going through this, OP. I hope things are more peaceful at your uncle's house. Please don't allow your parents to put you in the middle. If either of them begins talking to you about this situation or the other person, say, "Stop. I'm your child, not your therapist, and this conversation is inappropriate." Teach this to your sister as well. Ask for therapy for you and your sister. You both deserve to work through the damage your parents have caused before you step into the adult world. Best of luck to you. If you like this video, you'll probably like these too. Also, while you're here, please consider subscribing. It's your support that keeps this channel alive and allows me to make better and longer videos. Have a great day.